Wala naman.
Hello guys, gumawa ako ng video content about sa fire alarms, what kind of fire alarms, what kind of smoke detector. Yan po, makikita nyo po sa aking video ginawa. Inilagay ko na rin po rito yung content ng what kind of fire extinguisher. Anong dapat mong gamitin sa iyong bahay o trabaho in case of fire. What type of fire extinguisher? Ayan po yung ating content ngayon. Nilagay ko na rin po rito yung mga iba't ibang uri ng signboard na makikita sa building. Type of signboard inside the building. Okay guys? Pasensya na kayo sa English natin ha. English Carabao tayo. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. And don't forget press the bell notification para ma-notify ka sa aking video ang lalabas. Maraming salamat, Lods. Please watch this video.
Understanding fire extinguisher types and their uses is the first step in selecting a proper fire extinguisher for your home, car, or workplace. In this video, we will discuss the 7 common fire extinguisher types and what kind of fires they're best suited for. Before we talk about the types of fire extinguishers, though, it's important that you understand how fire actually works. Essentially, there are 3 elements that must be present for a fire to exist. These elements include oxygen to sustain combustion, heat to raise the material to its ignition temperature, and fuel to support the combustion. When these elements combine, it creates a chemical reaction which causes fire. In order to extinguish any fire, you must remove at least one of these 4 elements. As we go over the different types of fire extinguishers, you will see how they each work differently based on the type of fire you are fighting. Water fire extinguishers work by removing the heat element of a fire. These are for Class A fires only that involve ordinary combustible materials like wood, paper, and most plastics. These fire extinguishers should never be used on a Class B or C fire. Class B fires involve flammable liquids like gas, and using one on one of these could spread the flammable liquid and make it worse. Class C fires involve electrical equipment, and we all know that water and electricity don't mix. Foam fire extinguishers work by taking away the heat element of a fire and also separating the oxygen from the other elements. These can be used on Class A and B fires only and shouldn't be used on Class C electrical fires due to shock hazard. Carbon dioxide fire extinguishers work by removing the oxygen element of a fire and also helping remove heat due to a very cold discharge. Carbon dioxide fire extinguishers should only be used on Class B combustible liquid fires and Class C electrical fires. Dry chemical fire extinguishers primarily work by interrupting the chemical reaction of a fire. A very versatile fire extinguisher, these are rated to be effective on Class A, B, and C fires. Since A, B, and C fires are the most common, dry chemical fire extinguishers are the most widely used options for home fire situations. Wet chemical fire extinguishers work by first removing the heat element of a fire and then preventing reignition by creating a barrier between the oxygen and fuel elements. This type of fire extinguisher was specifically developed for Class K fires that involve cooking oils and fats. Most often, these Class K fires occur in commercial restaurants and cafeteria settings. Clean agent or halogenated fire extinguishers work by interrupting the chemical reaction of a fire. Clean agent extinguishers are primarily for Class B combustible liquid fires and Class C electrical fires. And finally, dry powder fire extinguishers work by separating the fuel from the oxygen of a fire. These are only for use in Class D fires that involve combustible metals like magnesium, titanium, potassium, and sodium. As you can see, the most resourceful fire extinguisher to keep around your house is a dry chemical fire unit that's rated for A, B, and C fires. However, if you have a more specialized situation where a Class D or Class K fire could occur, then you're going to want to choose accordingly.
Fire alarms are found in offices, factories, and public buildings. They are a part of our everyday routine, but are often overlooked until there's an emergency, at which point they might just save our lives. Whatever the method of detection is, if the alarm is triggered, sounders will operate to warn people in the building that there may be a fire and to evacuate. The fire alarm system may also incorporate a remote signal system, which could then alert the fire brigade via a central station. In this video, we will have a look at the structure and types of the fire alarm systems. The brain of the system is the fire alarm control panel. It is the central hub for all of the detector signals to be wired to, and provides a status indication to the users. The unit can also be set up to simulate an alarm for use in routine fire and evacuation drills, so all staff knows what action to take in the event of a real fire. At the core of a fire alarm system are the detection devices, from sophisticated intelligent smoke detectors to simple manually operated break glass units. There are a wide array of different types, but we can divide them into groups, including heat detectors, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, multi-sensor detectors, and manual call points. A heat detector can either work on a fixed temperature basis, where it will trigger an alarm if the temperature exceeds a preset value, or they can work on the rate of change in temperature. Commonly, heat detectors work in a similar way to an electrical fuse. The detectors contain a eutectic alloy, which is heat sensitive. When a certain temperature is reached, the alloy turns from a solid to a liquid, which in turn triggers the alarm. There are three basic types of smoke detectors, including ionization, light obscuring, and light scattering. An ionization smoke detector generally contains two chambers. The first is used as a reference to compensate for changes in ambient temperature, humidity, or pressure. The second chamber contains a radioactive source, usually alpha particle, which ionizes the air passing through the chamber where current flows between two electrodes. When smoke enters the chamber, the current flow decreases. The drop in current flow is used to initiate an alarm. The light scattering smoke detector operates on the Tyndall effect. A photocell and light source are separated from each other by a darkened chamber, such that the light source does not fall on the photocell. The passage of smoke into the chamber causes the light from the source to be scattered and fall on the photocell. The photocell output is being used to initiate an alarm. In the light obscuring smoke detector, smoke interferes with a light beam between a light source and photocell. The photocell measures the amount of light it receives. The variation in photocell output is being used to initiate an alarm. This type of detection can be used to protect large areas, with a light source and photocell positioned some distance apart. Carbon monoxide detectors are also known as CO fire detectors, and are electronic detectors used to indicate the outbreak of fire by sensing the level of carbon monoxide in the air. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas produced by combustion. In this instance, these detectors are not the same as carbon monoxide detectors used in the home for protecting residents against carbon monoxide produced by incomplete combustion in appliances such as gas fires or boilers. Carbon monoxide fire detectors use the same type of sensor as those in the home, but are more sensitive and respond more quickly. Carbon monoxide detectors have an electrochemical cell, which senses carbon monoxide, but not smoke or any other combustion products. The multi-sensor detectors combine inputs from both optical and heat sensors and process them using a sophisticated algorithm built into the detector circuitry. When pulled by the control panel, the detector returns a value based on the combined responses from both the optical and heat sensors. They are designed to be sensitive to a wide range of fires. A manual call point or break glass call point is a device which enables personnel to raise the alarm by breaking the frangible element on the fascia. This then triggers the alarm. Fire alarm systems can be broken down into four main types: conventional, addressable, intelligent fire systems, and wireless systems. Let's spend some time considering each. In a conventional fire alarm system, physical cabling is used to interconnect several call points and detectors. the signals from which are wired back to the main control unit. Call points and detectors are arranged in zones to simplify locating the cause of the alarm. This is important for both the fire brigade and general building management. Each zone is indicated at the fire alarm control panel, either with an indicator lamp, a text display, or in some cases both. It makes sense that the more we can divide a building into zones, the more accurate locating the alarm trigger will be. The control panel is wired to a minimum of 2 sounder circuits, which could contain bells, electronic sounders, or other audible devices. It is these devices which sound the alarm when triggered. The detection principle of an addressable system is the same as a conventional system, except that each detector is given a set address, usually by means of a dip switch. And the control panel can then determine exactly which detector or call point has initiated the alarm. The detection circuit is wired as a loop, and up to 99 devices may be connected to each loop. It is common for the loop to be fitted with loop isolation modules, so that the loop is sectioned in order to ensure that a short circuit or single fault will only cause the loss of a small part of the system, allowing the rest of the system to function normally. In the previous 2 systems, the conventional system and the addressable system, the detectors are not considered intelligent, as they can only give output signals representing the value of detected phenomena. It is left up to the control unit to decide whether there is a fire, fault, pre-alarm, or other. However, in our next type of system, which is an intelligent fire alarm system, each detector effectively incorporates its own computer, which evaluates the environment around it and communicates to the control panel whether there is a fire, fault, or the detector head needs cleaning. Essentially, intelligent systems are far more complex and incorporate far more facilities than conventional or addressable systems. Their primary purpose is to help prevent the occurrence of false alarms. Intelligent fire alarm systems are available in 2, 4, and 8-loop versions, which means large premises can be monitored from one single panel. The final type of system we will consider is the wireless fire alarm system. These are an effective alternative to traditional wired fire alarm systems for all applications. They utilize secure license-free radio communications to interconnect the sensors and devices with the controllers. It is a simple concept, which provides many unique benefits and is a full intelligent fire detection system without the need for cabling. In this video, we have learned that fire alarm systems are fitted in many buildings we encounter every day, and that they are used to warn people within the building of an emergency fire-related situation. We discussed the main types of detectors: heat detectors, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, multi-sensor detectors, and manual call points. And finally, we looked at the different types of fire alarm systems: conventional, addressable, intelligent fire systems, and wireless systems. We hope you enjoyed this short introduction to fire alarm systems.
Ganito po itsura ng mimic panel. Tinatawag nating panel. Okay guys? So guys, ganito naman yung makikita natin sa mga toilet, sa mga kwarto, meron din ito. In case of emergency, press the button. Okay guys? Maraming ganito sa mga building. Ito po yung ating fire alarm. Break glass, press here. Okay guys, yan po ating pipindutin pag may nakita tayong mga sunog. Ganito naman po ang emergency call. Pag may emergency po, pwede po natin pindutin yan para magbigay ng tawag sa mga office o opisina. Yan po yung ating alarm bell at alarm lights. Kapag may nag-alarm po, yan po ay tutunog at iilaw. Ito naman yung ating smoke detector. Ganito yung itsura ng smoke detector natin guys ha. Guys, yung sensor natin. Pag may pumasok sa loob, magsisindi ang ilaw. Ito ang sensor na tinatawag. Okay guys, sisindi automatic ang ilaw pag pumasok ka sa loob. Fire extinguisher. Ganito naman po yung fire extinguisher natin guys. Ayan guys. Andito yung susi sa loob. Brake glass for key. Sisirain lang natin yan para kunin yung susi at bubuksan dito. Ayan po. So guys, ganito yung ating fire hose. Pag may sunog, ito yung hose na parang bumbero. May tubig to. Fire hose po ang tawag dyan. Ito po ang kanyang bulb. Kailangan lang po itong buksan, pihitin, at ang tubig ay magkakaroon na po rito. Okay guys, so nakalock po siya pero madali lang po siyang alisin. Ipihitin mo lang po siyang ganon. Fire hose. Ganito naman po ang nakalagay sa PWD holding point. Keep clear. Kailangan po hose reel. Turn on inlet valve before running out hose. So guys, yan po yung ating mga safety equipment sa mga building. Ganyan po, pag nakakita po kayo ng ganyan, ibig sabihin po, huwag tayo magka-park or paparada. Kasi para po yan sa mga naka-wheelchair o PWD. Okay guys, ayan siya guys ha. Okay. Kung nakakita kayo ng ganyan, huwag po tayo paparada ng sasakyan dyan. Okay. In case of fire, do not use lift. Okay guys. Yan ang mga sign ng ating mga safety first o mga safety sign. Okay. Hose reel, turn on inlet valve before running out hose. Okay guys. Ayan yung mga safety sign sa ating building. Ganito na sa loob niya. Okay guys. Ganito yung nasa loob niya. Ito yung hose niya. Okay guys. Ito yung valve niya. Make sure na bubuksan mo muna tong valve bago mo hilahin ang hose palabas. Para pagdating mo sa may sunog, ay may laman ng tubig yung iyong hose. So guys, ganito naman yung itsura ng emergency fire telephone. Okay? Pag binuksan mo to guys, meron tong telephone. Direct to sa emergency response team. O parang bumbero dito sa ibang bansa, sa Singapore. SCDF, direct po yan. Ganito naman guys yung itsura ng door lock, automatic door lock. Para mabuksan ang pinto, kailangan mo mag-tap dito ng ID. Ganun guys. Ayan guys yung pangalan ng ating automatic door. AC riser. Ayan po. Telecoms riser. Electrical riser.